GMOs are safe. They are not dangerous. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me today. I'm here to discuss a topic that has sparked a lot of debate and at times unwarranted fear: genetically modified organisms, or GMOs. Despite persistent myths and misconceptions, extensive research and decades of practical application have demonstrated that GMOs are not dangerous to human health or the environment. Today I will outline the scientific consensus, explain how GMOs are developed and regulated, and show why embracing this technology can be beneficial for society. First, let's consider the scientific consensus. Numerous independent scientific organizations, including the National Academy of Sciences, the World Health Organization, and the American Medical Association, have all reviewed research on GMOs and concluded that they are safe to consume. These institutions have carefully examined data spanning over 2 decades and hundreds of studies, and they agree that genetically modified foods are no more risky than their conventionally bred counterparts. The safety evaluations are rigorous, encompassing potential toxicity, allergenicity, nutritional effects, and long-term impacts. The overwhelming evidence is clear. GMOs do not pose any unique threat to human health. To better understand this, let's talk about what genetic modification actually involves. Traditional breeding methods, selectively choosing plants with desirable traits, have been practiced for centuries. Modern biotechnology is essentially a more precise and accelerated version of that age-old process. Instead of waiting generations to achieve a desirable trait, scientists can now directly introduce a gene that confers a specific benefit, such as pest resistance or enhanced nutritional value, into a crop. This process is tightly controlled and follows strict protocols to ensure that only well-understood genes are used. In essence, the modifications made in GMOs are small changes made with a clear purpose, rather than the random mutations that might occur in nature. Regulation is another critical aspect that underscores the safety of GMOs. In countries around the world, GMOs undergo some of the most thorough safety assessments in the history of food regulation. These assessments involve multiple independent evaluations and are designed to ensure that any GMO released into the market is safe for consumption and poses no undue environmental risks. Regulatory bodies review the genetic material inserted, study the effects on the plant's overall composition, and even conduct animal feeding studies when necessary. The goal is to prevent any unintended consequences, and the rigorous nature of these assessments means that only those products that pass all safety hurdles make it to our shelves. One common concern is the fear that GMOs might trigger unforeseen allergic reactions or introduce toxins into our food supply. However, every GMO product is compared on a case-by-case basis with its conventional equivalent. This substantial equivalence approach means that if a genetically modified crop is found to be as safe and nutritious as its traditional counterpart, it is deemed acceptable for use. To date, no GMO has been shown to cause an increase in allergens or to be toxic in any way. In fact, some GMOs have been developed specifically to reduce allergens or improve nutritional profiles. For example, rice enriched with vitamin A to combat malnutrition in developing countries. Environmental concerns, such as the potential for GMOs to crossbreed with wild relatives, are also taken very seriously. Scientists and regulators work together to implement management strategies that minimize any risks, such as buffer zones or engineered sterility in certain crops. Moreover, GMOs can actually have a positive environmental impact by reducing the need for chemical pesticides. Crops engineered to resist specific pests can dramatically decrease the use of broad-spectrum pest insecticides, which in turn can benefit local ecosystems and reduce chemical runoff into waterways. Another aspect to consider is the role GMOs can play in addressing global challenges. With the world's population expected to reach nearly 10 billion by 2050, food security is a growing concern. GMOs offer the potential to increase crop yields, improve resistance to diseases and pests, and even help crops withstand the challenges posed by climate change, such as drought or salinity. These improvements not only support higher yields, but can also reduce the environmental footprint of agriculture by requiring less land and fewer chemical inputs. It is also important to recognize that public concerns about GMOs often stem from a fear of the unknown and from misinformation. In today's media environment, anecdotal reports and emotional appeals can sometimes overshadow rigorous scientific evidence. It is our responsibility as informed citizens to look to trusted peer-reviewed science rather than unverified claims. By doing so, we can make decisions that benefit both our health and our environment. In conclusion, the evidence overwhelmingly shows that GMOs are not dangerous. They are the product of rigorous science, precise engineering, and stringent regulation. Far from being an untested experiment, GMOs have been safely incorporated into our food supply for decades, helping to address nutritional deficiencies, enhance agricultural productivity, and reduce environmental impacts. As we move forward, it is crucial to embrace innovation that is backed by science. By doing so, we not only safeguard public health, but also empower ourselves to meet the growing challenges of food security and environmental sustainability. Thank you for your attention. I hope this discussion has helped clarify the science behind GMOs and dispelled some of the myths surrounding them. Let us continue to engage with evidence-based information and work together toward a healthier, more sustainable future.